It's time for another beer review, and it's another beer from the Brewing Shed, and it's going to be the hopped cider, the Amarillo hopped cider, approximately 7%. It's the last beer I've got from the Brewing Shed. I have to say every one has been fantastic, but I think for me the Hobgoblins were amazing. Some of the best clone type beers I've ever had. They were really, really tasty. Pear cider was fantastic as well, but I'm almost sure that it was a lot stronger than what the bottle said. This is, I mean, I see this one says approximately as well, but after I finished the whole of that glass that night, I felt rather kind of on the way there, more than normal from one bottle of cider. It felt like there was a bit more than 7 or 8% in that one. Got massive carbonation going on. Like a snowstorm in there. Now it is a little bit cloudy. It is clear, to be fair, but there's a slight cloudiness. But I think that's partly due to when you do dry hop them. I think as Uncle Jonah said in his video, you get a bit of cloudiness from the hops. I think, because mine was certainly as cloudy as this. So, get that Amarillo straight away on the nose. That kind of getting the apple, but almost that fruitiness, the tropical fruit kind of hoppiness going on. I did the exact same. I think I used way too many hops when I did mine. I did about 50 grams, and for me it was, I don't know, it just didn't really taste great. It was too hoppy or too kind of fruity. It kind of tasted more like tropical fruit juice than some of the other turbo ciders I had, where they've got the hops in, like the Cascade ones and that. You've got a nice balance of appleness and the fruitiness, but mine was just way too much. Right, let's give this a go. I think that's just right, actually. I think most people use about 20 to 25 grams. I think if I read the recipe right, let's have a look. Shaun's used 35 grams of hops, and he also had added 200 grams of sugar to the apple juice. And that was the one thing I didn't do on my last turbo cider. I didn't add the sugar. I used to always add like 150 to 200 grams of sugar. I always find they were coming out a little bit thin, but this doesn't feel thin at all, surprisingly, for having the 200 grams, and that's why I've just stuck to now just using just the apple juice to give it a bit more body on that, and using the glycerin and the other things that Brewmaster Ben uses. Just right. On my one, there was a kind of very harshness right on the back, where I felt there was too much hops in there. It was kind of like almost like the sourness from the dryness of the apples was mixing with the tropicalness, and it was just a bit too kind of made you wanted to pull your lips back over your teeth kind of thing. But it's got the right mix. This hasn't been back sweetened, which leads me to another thing. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but people I have given my brews to, are quite divided about if they prefer them with the sweetener in, or with just as they come, kind of a little bit dry. A lot of people, my wife included, can't stand the sweetness, the fakeness of the saccharin kind of thing put into them. Personally, I found one was just enough, but a lot of people said they can detect the kind of the sickly sweetness of it. But I mean, I'd happy to take it either way, sort of a little bit sweet or dry. I'm not really fussed when it comes to ciders. It's another great beer, or not a beer rather, another great cider. I do think though that any more, I think 35 is okay, but I think any more than that is pushing it. I think 50 was clearly too much for mine. I've got a few bottles left of that somewhere, hiding. But great carbonation, still racing up the glass like a mini tornado going on in there. It's really, really nice actually to get a drink that you've almost done exactly the same but with slightly different adjustments to it. So you kind of, I know what mine tasted like and I thought it was absolute crap, and then I've got this one from the brewing shed and it's got slightly less hops than I use, and then you kind of like, you know, figure out where you went wrong and how you can improve on it. It's lovely. I think I'm going to finish the rest of that off cam. Thanks again, Sean, and hopefully we'll do another swap in the near future when I've built up my stocks a bit. Cheers, mate.